Alright, so we'll just start out with the Seahawks and Lions and get straight into it. This game did not have much defense at all from both sides. The Lions right now have the top offense in the league and a bottom three defense as well. And they're off to such a bad start. That's like one of the few times that's happened in NFL history, according to like historians and things of that nature. But we'll take that as well, honestly, because our defense did not play that much better either. But to start off, Tariq Woolen is a damn cheat code for real. I'm not gonna lie. This man is a 6'4" cornerback running 4.2 40s shit. And then you have him getting 2 interceptions, tied with Trayvon Diggs and a return touchdown and a block kick. So that's a bright spot on this defense right now. The rookie doing good things out of UTSA. Meanwhile, on offense, Gino actually cooked some good shit. Cooked some good shit. I'm not gonna lie. You know what I'm saying? Nah, you gotta give him that credit, bro. You have to. 320 yards, 2 touchdowns, no interceptions. You gotta give him that credit. And as much as I hate to say it, Jared Goff actually got into his bag a little bit too. I hate to say it because he's fucking trash, but he did. You know? Like I said, not a lot of defense. But offense played very stellar on both sides. You got DK getting 149 yards out here, and Atkinson on the other side getting 180 something. Like, let me be specific here. I don't want to give wrong information. 179. That's basically 180 and 2 touchdowns. Like, everybody, hey, not to mention the running backs too. It wasn't just everybody chucking the damn ball all over the place. Yeah, Rashad Penny getting 151 yards and 17 carries and 2 touchdowns. Some long ass runs. Like, if there were questions about Rashad Penny doing his thing, and I guess I am kind of guilty of that as well. Yes, that's like they're slightly, answered here with this game and this type of performance. But Jamal Williams as a backup running back is good as shit. 19 carries for 108 yards and 2 touchdowns. Like, my goodness, man. Like, that is great production out of a backup running back. And DeAndre Swift wasn't even there. Imagine if he was. Then we honestly could have very well been screwed if he was. Right? The Lions, I will say, if they just tweak that defense slightly, they really got to get it together, though. You don't want to have an offense that potent, even without your two best players, but, it didn't appear that way. You're performing like that. Well, it's your two best players, and add them back into the mix, and your offense is so potent, yet your defense is that trash, it's going to hold you back, and it really does suck. You got to tweak that. But again, like I said, if our offense is playing like this in further games, we really should try to tweak up that defense ourselves. There's no way we're performing like that on offense, even with a pick six, and we're still letting them inch back into the game repeatedly. Of course, there was no worry in my mind that we would win this game anyway. But you want to have that lead solidified. You want to keep letting them come back in when they really have no chance at all. Like, this game could have been a lot more out of hand. But we'll take the win on as always. And just move on from there. Now on to the next game: the Jets and Steelers. The all-famed Zach Wilson versus the all-famed Mitch Trubisky, but his ass did not perform good, so he got benched for Kenny Pickett. And I guess I will say for the Steelers, like, this is probably not a season they're trying to make the playoffs. I'm sure of that. You have to get Trubisky out of there if he's doing that. And Kenny Pickett going 10 of 13. 3 of those incompletions were picks, but when he needed to get touchdowns on the board and get them the lead, he did that. That's really as much as you can ask of a rookie in their first game coming in at halftime. That's a very weird situation. So for him to lead them back into the game with a couple rushing touchdowns even in that 10-20 lead, even if, he did kind of screw up a little bit at the end, it's going to happen. It's jitters. He just got out on the field. And it is a promising thing that, none of his passes hit the ground, basically. He either completed or he got picked off. It happens sometimes. You don't want a 3 interception performance every game, but it's a slight sign of promise for Steelers fans. I guess Najee Harris as well having his best rushing yards per carry average in a game this season, I would believe. And then on the Jets side, Zach Wilson in the same thing, but Mitch Trubisky is not a franchise quarterback while Zach Wilson is. So you're going to have him stay in this game nonetheless. A reception touchdown is definitely going to make some, you know, Jets fans out there happy and everything. You can't be like at the time of the 9 of 25 for X amount of yards and 2 picks at some point he had is not good at all. But, when he needed to, he was 5 of 5 on that last drive. You got to credit him for that. Brees Hall had a sneaky good game as well. Feed Garrett Wilson the ball more. At the same time, though, Zach Wilson and Garrett Wilson have to get that chemistry, of course. Hasn't played in a while. Haven't played enough snaps with each other, so you got to get that chemistry up. It's fair enough. That can be improved, though. But it's a good win for the Jets in a comeback. And, as a Jets fan, I'm sure you will take that over anything you've had to deal with over the past decade. Sam Darnold and shit and everything like that. Eagles, Jaguars. I knew that, I was seeing how the game progressed and everything, with them starting out 14-0 and shutting the Eagles out. I, for one second, never really worried about the Eagles. I knew they were going to be fine, and they did just that. They did their own thing. It's a combination of them doing their own thing because they are the Eagles at the end of the day. They are clearly a great team. They're clearly built to handle their business, but at the same time, Trevor Lawrence having 5 total turnovers, doing his best Daniel Jones impression. You can't do that if you're trying to win a game and hold on to a lead. It doesn't work that way. The Falcons have shown that in the past, the 28-3 debacle and everything like that. The Chargers themselves over the past decade too have shown that you're not gonna hold leads that way. And 11 of 23, like, jeez, like, you have to get that completion percentage up. Jamal Agnew, though, having a pretty cool game, actually getting some receiving touchdowns for once instead of returning kicks for TDs all the damn time. The Jaguars defense is legit, though. It's just, when you are constantly stalling out that fast on offense and having your defense play consecutive drives back to back to back, they're going to get exhausted at some point. But again, it's a combination of all that. Like, exhaustion, you're not doing anything on offense on your own end, but the Eagles are just like that. And if you are giving them any opportunity to do anything, they're going to make you pay. I will say that Jalen Hurts didn't even try to go for a passing touchdown or anything. That's kind of scary. Miles Sanders now having his career high game, which is kind of bad for a career high. There are worse running backs I could think of that have gotten more than 134 yards in a game as their career high. But, you will take that from him. And you love to see him actually getting 2 touchdowns in a single game when he didn't get any last season at all. So you'll take that as much as you can. James Bradbury with a nice interception. Like I said, the Eagles are a great team. I still say the Bills are the most complete roster, but Eagles are basically right up there with them. Broncos, Raiders. So I will preface this by saying I was talking my shit the entire time, saying this was going to be the sloppiest game of the week, and I don't think I can be blamed for that. The way that these two teams have been playing over the first 3 weeks of football, the Raiders are just like winless. That should say enough. And their quarterback is trash, and et cetera, et cetera. And then you have the Broncos literally just lucking in a sense. You could say they lucked their way into a 2-1 record, honestly. I mean, if your offense is playing that anemic, you're not most 9 times out of 10, you're not winning the games they've won when your offense is playing that anemic. And I will say, I guess Russell Wilson had his best output of the season, but I still question what the hell is going on. Um, I will say though, I do hope that Javonte Williams is okay because a torn ACL injury is a season ender, obviously, so that's unfortunate. But then there was also something coming out later on saying that that could be career ending. That would be very unfortunate for a player of his potential caliber, already having an injury that's career ending. That fucking sucks. I don't wish that on anybody. So, you know, prayers up to that. With that, Melvin Gordon has to step up and stop fumbling the ball all the time. Um, Apparently KJ Hamler got his first catch of the season, and that was it. And he ended up leading the game. I don't know if that's the greatest look overall, but I mean, you just whenever whoever's open, you gotta throw it to whoever is there. Meanwhile, Derek Carr again, honestly, the Broncos lucked into the wins they got, then the Raiders lucked into this win here with a good performance by Josh Jacobs, and again, a fumble recovery for a touchdown by one of their defenders, because Derek Carr, 21 of 34, 188, and no touchdowns, no picks, but 5 yards pop. You want to talk about some game manager stat line? That's a game manager stat line right there. Devontae Adams actually got utilized like he should be getting utilized as the goddamn 5-year, 141, 131, somewhere in that range. You're paying this man over $120 million though, and you haven't utilized him. He was what before this game? The 36th ranked wide receiver in yards or some shit like that. Like, utilize him. You paying this man all his money, but you're not going to utilize him because your quarterback can't do that at all. Clearly, he's clearly not capable of doing that shit. But all right, and then last the damn Monday night football game yesterday. But I don't fucking care about the Monday night football game yesterday. I'm on Matthew Stafford's fucking head, bro. I have said this the entire time I've been focusing on talking about the Rams and these damn things. The second that Matthew Stafford plays like this shit, 32 of 48, 254, no touchdowns and a pick. The second he starts playing like this against a good team, he's going to get exposed, and it happened here. You're giving Cooper Kupp, you're letting Cooper Kupp eat, but nobody else is doing shit. Your run game averaging 3.2 yards per carry doesn't help you out either. And then you had a chance, but you threw a pick six to Talanoa Hufanga. Like, dude, you have to step your game up here. You know? It's not even like the 49ers played overall. Like, they just played a solid game all around. They didn't do anything that's going to shock people. You know Debo's going to get his yards. You know they're going to balance it out with the passing game and the rushing game. You know Jimmy Garoppolo's not going to fucking chuck dumbass passes the entire game. He's not the greatest quarterback, but he knows how to manage a game. That's the clear reason he's here. That's the clear reason he has a 69.1% overall record in the league, according to like multiple sources, man. And overall game log. Like, that's why he's here. He manages the game. It's not like they did anything that's gonna wow you. You just played shit. And again, like I said, you had a chance and you gave the game away. Also, again, like Kupp, Higbee, and Skoranek, made up 228 yards from like passing, receiving wise. How the hell do you have Darrell Henderson, Allen Robinson, Kendall Blatton, and Cam Akers only combining for 6 receptions and 26 yards? Like, honestly, again, I don't. The dumbass meme aside, I wouldn't give them the ball either because some of these could be drops as well, especially from a player of Allen Robinson's caliber. Maybe some of these are just drops. You never know. I wouldn't pass him the ball either in that damn situation. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's insane. Like, you have to clean this up. And like, if you have him doing this against a team that's actually good, let him play a team that's good. And the 49ers, honestly, like, that's virtually the same team they faced in the damn NFC Championship game last season. It's the same team that beat them in the final game of the regular season last year with a damn Ambry Thomas pick. Like, they clearly, like, if Trey Lance was playing, I don't think it would be any different per se. But that's not. You're playing the same team you faced last year, and you know you can't make these mistakes, and you do it anyway. Otherwise, none of these games are worth talking about per se, but fuck the Cowboys for one, okay? Bailey Zappi is Mac Jones 2.0. They're the same damn quarterback. The Chargers almost are reverted back to their old selves, I'll say. The Falcons actually leveled up. They actually didn't sell themselves. The Vikings are like let that be a primetime game. That score is probably flipped. The Titans and the Colts, like the Colts still just like, yeah, you still might be screwed. Lucky ass win versus the Chiefs. The Chiefs and the Bucks, like I knew the Chiefs were gonna win. I'm not shocked there. Giants, they are really gonna have to figure out their quarterback situation if Daniel Jones and Tyrod Taylor are seriously like hurt for like a fair amount of time. They're gonna have to figure that out. You can't. This isn't 2008. You can't have Saquon Barkley in the damn Wildcat offense for an entire game, and you think that shit is gonna work. It's not gonna work. That has already like panned out and failed, ceased to exist for a long time. You can't do that anymore. But aside from that, that is the end of this video. I will see you guys in the next one, and peace.